We'll start with chanting Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्. Hi everyone, good evening and welcome back to our session on Bhagavad Gita. So as you all recall that we are doing chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. When we are doing chapter 2, the chapter name was called as Sankhya Yoga. And many people we talked about earlier is that many a times people think that the Sankhya Yoga corresponds to Sankhya philosophy. But it is not the case. Sankhya philosophy is completely different from Sankhya Yoga. Okay. Now, what is Sankhya Yoga? So, when Sankhya philosophy came in, Sankhya, it was based on Sankhya meaning numbers. Okay. So, because Sankhya philosophy has got like based on so many numbers, saying that there is Prakriti, there is Purusha, Prakriti and Purusha, then there are like 24 tattvas, etc. So, that's why it is called a Sankhya philosophy, which was written, which was propounded by Kapila Muni. Now, when it comes to Sankhya Yoga name, Sankhya means, Sankhya here refers to whatever is worshipful is called as, also called as Sankhya. Okay, whatever is worshipful is called as Sankhya, and the most worshipful yoga is Sankhya Yoga. So that's why chapter 2 is called as Sankhya Yoga. Now, where exactly is the most worshipful information that was given in Sankhya in this chapter? That was given between verses from 11 onwards, when Lord Sri Krishna started talking about the nature of self in response to Arjuna's questions. Okay, so starting that he started saying Ashocha and Anvashocha, like that, right? So where you are crying for something that you don't need to cry for, right? Wise people don't cry for what is gone or what is not gone. So meaning like whatever is permanent, whatever is impermanent, they don't care, because they know whatever is permanent is always permanent, and whatever is impermanent will go anyway. Okay, so now then Bhagavan, after giving all of that, he started shifting gears towards karma yoga aspect. Why did Bhagavan shift the focus from giving the highest knowledge to the karma yoga? Okay, why couldn't he start with karma yoga? That is because Arjuna has asked a question. Tell me whatever is the highest best for me. What is the absolute nishrayas? That was the word that was used. Teach me something that is absolute best for me. Because Arjuna's question is teach me the absolute best, that is the topic that Bhagavan wanted to address first, which is the nature of self itself is given. Now, in teaching nature of self, what happened is that he told who Arjuna really is, or like who we are all are. That part is understood. But now I got a biggest vision. Okay. However, my end goal is defined, but how do I get there? Okay. So for that, he started shifting the gears to, okay, so now that you understand your goal, now that your destination is set, let us find a path for you to move from wherever you are to reach to your destination. That's the thing. So one of the popular, one of the important shlokas in that was Bhagavan said, Karma nyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu ma te sangostu karmani. By the way, we covered all of this in the last year, but because it's a while, like we spent like 2 months gap, so I'm just giving a quick refresher. So where he said that Arjuna, like even though this entire knowledge is there, you are not ready for this knowledge. Because you are not ready for knowledge, I have to tell you about how to get there. So you have karmani eva adhikaraha. So your right is only for karma alone. And when it is karma alone, again, we talked about last year several times. Karma means you can have different types of karma. What is like a nitya karma, okay, which is day-to-day duties, naimittika karma, occasional duties, together they are called as niyata karma. Then kamya karma means desire-based actions. Then nishiddha karma means things that we should not be doing, okay, which is immoral, okay, probably legal, but they're immoral. And then prayaschitta karma is one. Prayaschitta karma means we did something wrong and we want to correct it. Okay, we realize that we made a mistake and we want to correct it. So that corrective action is called as prayaschitta karma. So if we don't do any mistakes, then there's no need for prayaschitta karma. And Bhagavan is not talking about kamya karma, desire-based actions either. Why? Every time we have a desire and we perform action, that the result will bind us. So here he's talking about performing only our duties, karmani eva. Only on those karmas we have adhikara. Okay, adhikara means right, not on the result. Okay, ma phaleshu kadachana. Okay, now when I don't have, why don't have right for results is simple, because a result is not given by just this particular action that we did. We have performed so many actions from so many lives for which some of the results haven't come yet. Okay, so we have done some papas, some punyas in the past, and along with all of this, right? I mean, like let's say like a billion things that yet to fructify, plus this is the one that we did. Okay, this particular action. So the result is not given based on this specific one, but based on this whole big baggage of karmas that we did. Now, the result has to be given in such a way that I experience the result in proper way. So because of that, whatever result I am going to get, I have no control on. Because of that, don't expect, is not saying like don't expect result. Any action we perform, we are going to get result. Okay. And the result will be in proportion to the action. However, when is the right result that, because like I myself don't know what I'm going to, I mean, like, I don't know, I myself don't know who I am really. Okay. I don't know what all my vasanas are. I don't know what all my papas are. I don't know what all my punyas are. Maybe some I know, like what I committed in this life, but like previous lives, I have no idea. Okay. So that's why saying like, don't get attached to any results. Like, so for example, think about like a mom and a 3-year-old baby. 3-year-old baby, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, asked for ice cream. Mom said, oh, okay, beta. And she gave the ice cream to the 3-year-old baby. Why? Because lunchtime is over, etc. Now, 3-year-old baby again asked for ice cream at 7:30 p.m. or just before dinner time. What does mom say? No. If that action at 2:30 has given the result of that asking of giving the ice cream, why not now? Okay, that is a question for the child. But mom knows when to give what and when to hold back. Okay, so that's why Bhagwan also knows. He gives what is right for us now, as opposed to what we want. Okay, so that is why he's saying don't hold on to results. It is not like, okay, forget about results, just do your action, not like that. Okay, so understand, have that kind of understanding. Ma karma phala hetu bhuhu. Okay, let not, so let not the results be guiding your actions. Okay, mate sangostu akarmani. At the same time, don't get because I don't care about the results or because I don't have control on results, why do anything? Okay, don't get into that kind of a inaction. That is that's what has been covered. Then the next shloka said, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tektva dhananjaya siddha siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. In this one, what he said is that perform your actions, kuru, all your karmas, yogastaha. Yogastaha means staying in that yoga. Staying in that yoga, what? Meaning united with the higher. Okay. Now, what do you mean by this yoga? I don't know. Okay. So, okay, yoga means karma yoga, but exactly what exactly you are talking about this yoga? Or definition of yoga has been given. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So, equanimity is called as yoga. Equanimity in what? Equanimity on the results. I I have equipoise of my mind whether I get the result that I expected or whether I don't get the result that I expect. Okay. So siddhi, yeah, asiddhi. Siddhi asiddhyo samah bhutva. Okay. Whether the work is done, whether the work is not done, okay, whether you got the result or no result, stay in that equipoise of mind. Why? Two things. Okay, again, in Karma Yoga, a couple of things happen. One is, I'm only doing my duty. Second thing, second aspect of Karma Yoga, what? I don't expect result. Third aspect of Karma Yoga is, I am performing all my duties as a service to the Lord. Okay, that Ishvara Arpana Buddhi is another part. Now, with all of those, whatever Bhagwan gives, that is prasada, prasada buddhi. So we need to perform karma, our duties alone, without expectations for result, with Ishwararpana buddhi and prasada buddhi. When that is there, automatically there is a samatvam. So that samatvam is yoga. That is what he said. So that is where we are. So today, as I said, Sharda ji, Sharda means Mother Saraswati Devi, right? So she is here and she's going to chant shloka number 49. So everyone repeat after her, please.
Oh my God. It's a very heavy duty, but I hope I'm able to do justice. Just been chanting for a little while. So Venkat said that why not? So I said,
No,
okay,
no, hold
I'll give
but
it my best shot. So
Venkat,
if I make mistakes,
Venkat, you used to go. Now, Venkat used to go over the shloka first, word by word, and then he would ask you to chant. So, weren't you doing that? Like, you would just go through that and Durena Dwaram, make sure we're pronouncing correctly before you
Okay.
make us chant?
So sure. Okay. So I can give the breakdown first. Okay. Durena.
That's how you still, yeah.
Okay. Durena. Hyavaram is the next word. That is hi avaram becomes hyavaram. Durena hyavaram karma. So that buddhi yogat dhananjaya. That is buddhi yogat dhananjaya. There are three words in there. Okay. Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yogat dhananjaya. Buddhau Sharanamanvicha, that is sharanam anvicha krupanaha phala hetavaha. Okay, so that is the breakdown. Okay, so
Sure.
Shardaji,
Okay. दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगादनञ्जय.
let them repeat.
Padtale.
So you say dure and haran karma, then stop. Yeah, you go ahead, Sharda, first.
Okay. दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म
Dure nahyavaram karma
बुद्धियोगादनञ्जय.
buddhi yoga dhananjaya
बुद्धौ शरणम् अन्विच्छ
buddha sharanamanicha
कृपणः फलहेतवः.
krupanam palahetavaha. Thanks, Sharda.
I hope it was okay.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Okay,
Of course,
so
Venkat has to say that too. So
has to say
final.
buddhi yoga. Okay, so buddhi yoga means compared to buddhi yoga. Okay, so buddhi yoga means, see, this karma yoga that we are talking about, the name that Lord Krishna gave to this karma yoga that we are talking about is buddhi yoga. Why did he call as buddhi yoga? Because Arjuna was used to the Vedic rituals. The moment if you say karma yoga, Arjuna's mind would go to performing certain Vedic rituals, and that like karma karna bole to okay, ye homa karna hai, wo homa karna hai, this homa, that homa. That's how his mind will go. So that's why he said, no, this is all about your mind. Whatever is happening, see, the thought that I have to do only right actions, I'm doing it without expectations for any results, I'm doing it for Bhagwan, whatever comes is Bhagwan's prasada, all of this is in the buddhi. So that is why it is called as buddhi yoga. Okay, so now this buddhi yoga means compared to buddhi yoga, durena means both far, like very far. Okay, he is like guaranteed. Okay, so whenever you see he, a single letter in Sanskritam, that means that it is emphasizing the fact. Okay, it is well known, okay, that durena hi avaram. Okay, avaram means low. What is low? Karma. So durena avaram karma buddhi yoga. So that means compared to buddhi yoga, our regular actions, okay, whether those actions are duties or whether they are desire based actions, okay, it doesn't matter. They both are low, very, very low. Okay, why are they low? Because any action that we perform is giving us result, and we are bound by that result. Because we are bound by the result, it is creating more vasanas. Because it is creating more along with papa or punya, and to experience those papa or punya, to experience those vasanas, again we are doing this karma. So this avidya, the root cause, which is that I don't know that I am Brahman, okay? Because of that, this karma is taking us into samsara again and again. Whereas what karma yoga is doing is, or this buddhi yoga is doing is, taking me towards moksha. Okay? Now, when we perform any regular karma, what happens is that we are very, very anxious. Okay? Because I'm so concerned that, okay, whether this action is going to give me a result or not, what is going to happen, or when is this going to happen, why is it not happening, all of that. Now, when we have that Ishwararpana Buddhi, whatever I'm doing is for Bhagwan alone, and Prasada Buddhi, Bhagwan knows best. He is going to give me whatever is right at the right moment. Why should I be worried about? When that kind of a thing is there, automatically no more vasanas. Okay, the Chitta Shuddhi is happening, purity of mind is happening, and then it is keeping us in peace, quietude, and equilibrium. Okay, so that is why compared to karma yoga is very high, or other way, in the other way around, compared to karma yoga, karma is very, very low. So buddhau sharanam anvicha krupanaha phala hetavaha. That's what it said, right? So Sharana, say like like a Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, right? So when you remember, right?
Yeah.
So Buddham Sharanam Anvicha. Okay. So that means that what you are doing, that Anvicha means like we should long for karma yoga. So this is Buddhi yoga. Buddham Sharanam is take refuge in Buddhi. Buddhi means Buddhi yoga here. Okay, from contextually. And is that enough? No. This is for now, Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. But next, we also need to pray for Sankhya Yoga as well. Why? Because Karma Yoga is an instrument to take us towards moksha. But Sankhya Yoga is what it is going to give us moksha. The wisdom, the jnana, is the one that is going to give us moksha. But to get to the jnana, we have to cross over the Sankhya, the Karma Yoga. So that's why right now I am going to, at the moment, Buddha Sharanam Anvicha. Okay, I should long for Buddhi Yoga. Later on, I'll pray for Sankhya Yoga. Okay, so Krupanaha Phala Hetavaha. Okay, so Krupana means see Krupanaha usually means miserliness. Okay, so miserliness is called Krupanaha. But here in this particular case, it is not talking about a person who is a miser, rather the nature of miserliness, meaning like misery, okay, helplessness. What is this? When we are looking at phala hetava, phala is result. Hetu means reason. If my actions are based on result, what is happening is that I will be in misery all the time, and I will be helpless all the time. So, Dhurena Havaran Karma, Buddhi Yogat, Dhananjaya. Okay. So, so Dhananjaya is name of Arjuna. So, why does Arjuna got that name Dhananjaya? Is because when Dharmaraja did Rajasuya Yaga, okay, when Dharmaraja was a king, okay, he was the king of Indraprastha, right? So when he was the king of Indraprastha, he performed Rajasuya Yaga. And when Rajasuya Yaga happened, what happens is that it's also called as Ashwamedha Yaga also. So the sovereignty of that is accepted by all other kings. When they accept that, they give some gifts. Like as in like, okay, I bow to your sovereignty, and they give some gifts. And those gifts, Arjuna went and brought all those gifts. So he got all the dhana from everybody. So, and he won Jaya. Okay, he was victorious and he got all that wealth. So that's why Arjuna is called as Dhananjaya. Okay, so that's where, like, I mean, obviously Lord Sri Krishna is addressing to Arjuna as Dhananjaya. Why? Because now we need to clear out all our phalas, okay, and start. What kind of wealth we need to acquire is spiritual wealth. Okay, so far you have acquired material wealth. In fact, you're fighting for material wealth right now, but the mindset should be acquiring spiritual wealth. Okay, that's it. Okay, any questions?
Clarifying question.
Sure, go ahead, sir.
So, very interesting the way you explain. So, those who are after the results will always remain, will always remain Kripana.
Krupana, yes.
Kripana. In other words, they'll always be after the results of their action. That'll be their main focus. And the bottom line is that those results, no matter how good they are, will never give you secure in the happiness that you're looking for, and therefore you'll always be looking for more and more, better and better results. And that's why that's the term for being kripana, or helpless and misery all the time. Is that fair interpretation?
Yes. So for example, see, the thing is that like no matter what we do, the results are not in our control. I'll give you a simple example from this evening. Okay. So Maha was preparing dinner. Okay. As she was preparing dinner, she made a whatever chutney or something, and then now she prepared everything correctly only. Okay. However, there's more salt. Why was there more salt? She put the same amount of salt that she puts every day. It is not like she was careless or anything like that. But it is just that she changed the salt brand, and it was a new packet, and the level of salt is higher than what it is normal. Okay. So what happened is that the result, no matter what she did, the result was not in her control. Okay. Now, if the intent is this sabzi should come best. Okay. Then what happened?
Anxiety.
So first of all, like, okay, is it going to be very, am I going to cook well or not? Am I going to cook well or not? Okay, is it coming good or not? All that tension is there. And then because of this brand change of the salt, it was salty, and then the result is not in control, right? So this is where the krupanaha palahetava comes. But on the other hand, if the mindset, I'm not saying like Maha had this mindset or that mindset. Okay, she's right here. So I don't want to be beaten. At least usually, otherwise I'm in a different room than her. Right? But so if her mindset was, okay, I don't know what her mindset is, but like if her mindset was, I'm doing the best, okay, whatever. So oh, okay, so it is Bhagwan's icha, how it comes out, then she wouldn't mind either way. And then she would still taste and say, oh, okay, this is gone wrong, so I need to do whatever corrections. Okay. The corrections are made eventually, but the state of mind and the level of peace in mind during the preparation and after the preparation will be very different, whether when it is phalahetavaha, krupana palahetavaha versus buddhi yoga. So that mindset,
very well, very
that difference is only within the mindset.
very well. Very well.
I wanted to use the word that basically, if we perform selfless service, which means while we don't want anything, what's in for me, that has to be eliminated. So the action we perform is selfless without worrying about the results, as much as also what am I going to get out of it. If we attach that, then we have lost the purpose. And of course, when we don't worry about the results, whatever we get, that's the phala, we get the prasad out of that. But it's the selfless service dedicated to God, directed in that fashion, and surrendering our ego, no ego. There is no I. I is only God. I'm doing it for God, and that's the only way we have to remember the mindset.
Yeah. So that is where like nishkama karma, to say what you said is nishkama karma, like no desire based action, and then ishwararpana buddhi, that is the surrenderness, okay, surrendering to God, and then whatever comes is Bhagwan's thing, that is prasada buddhi. Those are the key ingredients of karma yoga.
I think from the fact we know that we have to do the action geared towards like, okay, I'm dedicating this to God. I mean, that actually takes out the anxieties. But the proportion of that, that action that is geared towards God at the time that you have to perform the action, sometimes like we lose sight of that, and that always is a problem, and that's a struggle. Even I think over the years that all of us have been studying, we know what is, if we would leave everything that, okay, fine, I'm doing this action and it is going to be fine if I just say that I'm performing this action, and God, whatever result will be there, let me not kind of worry about it. so many of our anxieties would be less, and things would probably be kind of smooth, and it would not like fluster us. But all the time we lose sight of that. And that, you know, as much as we try, there is always that disproportionate amount of action that is like more like anxiety, yeah, anxiety creating. So meditation, I know, is like a way to kind of get those things down, but I don't know, like over the years, like I know I've asked this question many times, but mm, but how to like again,
So the thing is that the problem is again, like I mean, you all studied Gita before, so I'm
Yeah.
just reminding you.
right.
Okay,
No,
is that
always a
is
good
that
thing to
the
remind us
is
to,
that raga dveshas?
yeah,
Okay, the amount of likes and dislikes we have.
yeah,
Okay, the more likes or dislikes we have, the intensity of likes or dislikes we have, that is going to cause anxiety.
exactly.
Okay, the lesser likes and dislikes we have, I mean, like the intensity of the likes
Right.
and dislikes, if it is low, then there is lesser anxiety.
Yes.
So that likes and dislikes, so what do we have likes and dislikes for is anything that is outside, in the outside world only.
Yeah.
Outside world, when I say like in the outside world, I'm also talking about even our mind is also outside world, is part of the universe only, not Atma.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So whether it is my thoughts or whether it is my convictions,
Mm.
okay? See, like majority of the time, what happens is that, see, like at this age, for majority of us, this is what defines me. This is how I am.
Right.
These are my set of
Mindsets,
values.
right.
So these should be maintained no matter what.
Yeah.
So when we get attached to
Attached to
that,
that, yeah.
so then what happens is any deviation from there is going to cause us anxiety.
Anxiety, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that likes, I mean, like we think that, okay, so we have very less likes and dislikes because, see, for example, at this age, right, we are not like particularly fond of any food.
Right.
Whichever food is there, we will eat and we'll enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not particularly fond of new gadgets. We are not
Yeah.
particularly fond of a particular type of entertainment, etc.
Right. Right.
Those kind of things we kind of like overcame.
Yes.
But these other things that we have,
Likes and
okay,
dislikes.
the likes that and likes that dislikes,
Yeah.
to the idea of that these are my set of values.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what people expect from me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
and what will people think if I don't behave in this particular way? So the standards that we set up for ourselves, okay, and our inability to meet our own standards, that scares us a lot.
Yes.
Because of that, we we get stressed out. So if we give up on those also, right?
Mm.
God is there. Okay,
He
so
will take care.
yeah, so he'll take care. So I mean, I maintain these values as long as this today.
Yeah.
But if God intends to push me in other direction, so what can I do?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
having that kind of a flexibility, no? So then the rigidity is not there.
Not there.
When there is no rigidity, we bend like a tree in a huge tornado, right? A tornado or whatever, the hurricane, and we survive. If the tree is rigid, it will either either the branches are broken or the whole tree itself is toppled.
Right.
So that's a challenge for us.
It's called the let go, let go.
I know, Chansi. Yeah,
The
let
other
go.
thing is, you have to stay in the moment. The anxiety is generated because we worry about what's going to happen and what happened before. So if we eliminate the past, eliminate the future, and stay in the moment, then we have the best results, because then we can execute the action better.
True.
Gurudev says that in self-control.
Many times we initiate an action because we want a certain result.
Yeah.
And in fact, all the wars in life, day-to-day life, people do this and fight with each other because they did not get that result, what they were looking for.
Yeah.
So I think the other side is that if you don't get the result, what you are looking for, then you settle down and accept what is there, what you get. That may be another way of looking at it.
Yeah, so true.
But if people accept and settle down, then yes, it makes sense. But if they decide to fight it, then the challenge happens is when they fight that results. They don't want to accept it, and then they become bitter and
Yeah, that's what we see in the ladder of fall, na? Kamat, Krodha, Krodha. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sharda, you want to go to the next verse?
Okay, yeah, but
Okay, so yeah, I'll break down the words. Okay. Buddhi yukta, means buddhi yuktaha. Okay, so the sandhi may become buddhi yukto. Okay, buddhi yuktaha. Jahatiha, that is jahati iha, becomes jahatiha ubhe sukruta dushkrute. Tasmad yogaya, that is tasmat yogaya yujyasva, that is yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Okay, buddhi yuktaha jahati iha ubhe sukruta dushkrute tasmat yogaya yujyasva yogaha karmasu kaushalam.
buddhi yukto jahatiha
Buddhi yukto jahatiha
ube sukrita dushkrite
ubhe sukruta dushkrute
tasmad yogaya yujyasva, sorry. Tasmad yogaya yujyasva.
tasmad yogaya yujyasva
Yes, wow.
Yoga karma kaushalam.
yoga karmasu kaushalam. So now buddhi yuktaha. Okay, buddhi yukta means united with buddhi, meaning first karma yoga buddhi, later on sankhya yoga buddhi. Okay, sankhya yoga buddhi means wisdom. Okay, wisdom or jnana yoga. Iha means here and now. Okay. Iha also means Sharda's daughter. Okay. Jahati. Okay, so Jahati means person who is practicing. Okay. Karma yoga. Okay, who is so basically what is saying, like one who is practicing karma yoga, they'll advance to Sankhya yoga and they will abide in there, right? Buddhi yukta. So Sankhya buddhi is also there. So but because I don't have Sankhya buddhi, okay, so that means so today we all have Sankhya buddhi. Sankhya buddhi means we have knowledge. We have knowledge of who we are, meaning like I understand that I am Atma. Okay, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. That knowledge is there for all of us. However, what happened is that we don't have Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi means purity of mind. Purity of mind means what? Whatever is coloring our mind. Whatever is coloring our mind means our likes and dislikes are coloring our mind. Our vasanas are coloring our mind. Our papa and punya are creating as obstacles. Okay, so these are what the challenges. So as a result, we don't have Chitta Shuddhi. So now what do we do with the Sankhya Buddhi? Do we throw it away? No. Store the Sankhya Buddhi. But while store the Sankhya Buddhi in my head, and I should engage in Karma Yoga. Okay, and once the purification happens, then I'll abide in Sankhya Buddhi more and more. Okay, so keep the knowledge, but perform Karma Yoga, right? So then what happens is, when we do like this, it is going to remove both ubhe. Ubhe means both sukruta and dushkruti. Okay, it will remove both good actions and bad actions. Means here it is talking about the results from both good actions and bad actions. Means it is going to remove all papas and punyas. It is not just going to remove papas alone. Okay, because one of the questions is, like if prashchitta karma, remember, like prashchitta karma means corrective actions, corrective actions that we can perform to get rid of our papas are there, right? Couldn't I just do like a huge prashchitta karma and get rid of all my
One
papas?
shot.
Okay, wouldn't it be faster? But what happens is prashchitta karma will only take away our papa, not our punya. Now, not only papa creates samsara, but punya also creates samsara. Okay, because you did a good action, you had to get good result. So for to experience that good result, you have to be born again.
You have to be broken. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why.
Now, while experiencing that good result, you may do papa again.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is why, like, you see, whenever you see stories of devatas doing bad actions and being punished, what happened is that they did a lot of punya to become devatas.
Devtas, but
It
then
doesn't mean that you will
Doesn't
be
stay
keep
there.
doing punyas all along. All along, we can still fall down. Okay. So until I get rid of both papa and punya, there is no end to samsara. And also the other thing is that prashchitta karma only removes papa. Okay. It is not going to remove papi. Papa means sin. Papi means
The
sinner.
sinner.
Okay. The sinner means what here? The jivatva, the feeling that I am an individual, that feeling is not going to go away. As long as that feeling that I am an individual is there, I am going to do either punya karma or papa karma. So that is the biggest challenge. Now, if you see Ramayana, right? Especially in Aranyakanda, Bhagavan Sri Rama goes to forest. He goes meets Sutikshna. Okay, Sutikshna is a great sage. Now, what happens is that Sutikshna, actually, I think it is Sutikshna. The Indra comes with a chariot. Okay, you have done so much good. I'm going to take you to the heaven with your body.
Okay.
He says, no, I'm waiting for Rama to come. And Lord Rama comes.
Okay.
Now, when Lord Rama comes, what happens is, Lord Rama, I have seen you. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm giving all my punyas to you. And he gives all the punyas. And he creates a yoga maya and he destroys himself. Okay, as in like the body has fallen off. Now, when you look at this story, right? I mean, like, for me, first time when I was studying Rama, this looks like Rama is I don't know if you need to call him as Bhagwan or a monster kind of a thing who is taking punya like a strength from everybody and they are destroying for his benefit, so that way like he can go kill Ravana. That is how I thought. Okay, so that, of course, like it was my mistaken thought.
Yeah.
Right now you see that why did Sutikshna gave only punyas to Rama? Because he did so much suffers, there's no more papa left
That Sutikshna.
for Sutikshna.
Okay.
Now, what about punya? That punya is also going to give him a problem. So he gave that punya also. Now what happened?
Yeah.
Papas are also gone, punyas are also gone. So there is no jivatva.
Oh, so he just got
Okay, so there is no individuality left. Okay, and the fact that Indra came just before to take him out, to take him to heaven, that means that his prarabdha karma that he has to experience in this lifetime is also over. So he combusts. Okay, but see, the thing is that like initially, like, okay, it is nice to hear the story, but I don't know what it meant. So here the Vedanta is telling not only papa is bad, I mean not like papa is bad, of course, compared to punya, but even punya also becomes a obstacle. Okay, so therefore what we need to do, tasmat yogaya yujyasva. Okay, so therefore apply yoga, meaning apply karma yoga to yourself. Okay, Buddha Sharanam, which we saw that part, right? So yoga karmasu kaushalam. Okay, so here is an interesting thing is that here Bhagavan has gave another definition for yoga, which is perform karma. So kaushalam means like kaushalam means skill. So kaushalam means very skillful. Being skillful in performing your action is yoga. Okay. So just in the beginning of our session today, what did we say? What was the definition of yoga? Samatvam yoga yuchyate, meaning equipoise
Throughout.
is yoga. Now he's saying, perform your action perfectly, that is yoga. Is this definition correct or that definition correct?
I think both are.
Okay, how? I mean, like, see, the definition means it has to define only one thing, and you cannot say like, okay, this is one definition, that is another definition. Yeah? So they have to be reconciled.
Mhm.
Like if they both, because if they do, these two things are two different things,
Yeah.
they both cannot be called as yoga. So equipoise, samatvam, should be same as karmasu kaushalam. Okay, only then yoga equals yoga.
Okay.
Right? If yoga equals karmasu kaushalam, yoga equals samatvam, so then samatvam must be equal to karmasu kaushalam.
Kaushal.
That
So
okay.
only when you have equipoise, you have all your faculties available. Only then you can perform your action skillfully.
So what happens is in karma, when do you think that your action is perfect from our karma yoga perspective? Is when you don't get any vasanas, any papas, or any punyas. Meaning basically what we are saying is that the results are not binding you. So when we perform our karma in such a way that the result is not binding me, that is kaushalam. For me to do so, okay, I have
It's
to
samatvam.
samatvam. Okay, so samatvam is while performing, karmasu kaushalam is the result of that samatvam. But yoga with attitude of samatvam will lead to yoga in karmasu kaushalam. Okay, so our execution is based upon our intent. The intent must be samatvam. So then the result will be sukaushalam. Okay, the results are not binding. So this is how the two definitions match. Okay, go ahead.
So in a way, what you are saying is that basically, even like if we do an action and we say, okay, this is we dedicate to God, and still that is still asking for a result actually, because I'm kind of like dedicating it to God, or should the action be just as an action alone and not worry about, of course, you don't worry about the result of the action, but action as an action, as a pure action. That's it. Not having any of the other, thoughts or like that. This I'm dedicating to this, or this I'm doing for this,
myself.
for myself, or for not for myself. Basically, dedicating it to the higher.
Yeah.
So you are saying it's like basically there should be no thought in my mind actually when I'm doing this action.
So the action that you are performing when we are doing, understand that we are doing it for a higher cause.
Yeah.
Okay. The idea is that, see, you are a doctor, right? So you don't become God.
No.
Okay. So when you're treating a patient,
Right.
rather the idea is that I am God's representative. Okay, whether it is not whether it is like as a doctor or whether we are cooking food at home, right?
Right.
Okay, so God has has placed me here to
Perform.
make this dish, so that way when the God's representative, God is coming as a representative, as the guest or as a family member, they are satisfied. Okay, when that kind of a thing is there, so what happened is that I am performing it for God. Okay, the result is also for God. Okay, that is the thing that we need to have, right?
Well, at a deeper level, we have to feel that I am Brahman. So if one can, remember that, who am I? I'm not me. I'm not this body. I am that. then the action becomes much different, because then we dissociate ourselves from me and myself.
Yeah. So what happens is that, you're absolutely right, Chanji, is that this karma yoga is the first step, right? Step 2 after karma yoga is karma sannyasa yoga.
Mm.
Okay, karma sannyasa yoga we'll study it in chapter 4. Okay, and later. Okay, so where we talk about you give up the notion of the doer itself.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Mm.
so now for us to get to that, first we had to cross that is, I mean, like come to step 2, we had to finish step 1. Step 1 is forget the, I mean, like, okay, Ishwararpana Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi, with which I don't have attachment to results. Later on, I am not even the doer. That comes as a after practicing this.
Because, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but that is that comes in chapter 4. Bhagavan himself is going to say in after few shlokas. Okay.
So,
Any other thoughts about this shloka?
Sometimes you feel like, when you're at work and everything, everybody says, oh, you're passionate about your job, meaning you like what you do, you put your very best, and then you're focused on putting the best effort that you can into the job, right? Sometimes when you're deeply in that, you forget everything else, and then you become so focused on the job that you forget Bhagwan, like you forget to think about Bhagwan also in the performance of the action. And then it becomes like a deep process, and then it's difficult to pull yourself out. By that time, you're sucked into that, the performance of that action. This is my biggest challenge. When I start, I'm okay, fine. I'm like, oh, Bhagwan, and make up the day. Or when I'm making a food, I think about Bhagwan and I say the shloka before I start cooking. So that is all nice. But when you're deep in the performance of an action, you become very invested in that, and then suddenly Bhagwan is gone from your mind. And then afterwards, you get very invested in the results of that action. And then when it doesn't happen, or when it is slightly off, or then you become disappointed. Right? And at work, everybody comments you because they think you're very passionate. But only we know that it is actually impacting your ability to receive the results. Right?
So what happens is, what is the starting point is the it has to be checked. Okay, if the starting point is that I am passionate about this work, I like this work. Okay, so the moment you said I like this work,
so you
that
put
is,
your life in-
so the likes and dislikes have come into play.
Yeah.
So now, because the starting point is I like, this becomes kamya karma.
Yeah.
Because it becomes kamya karma, okay, so you'll get best results. Okay, you'll get best results, but those results are going to bind us. Okay, that the result is going to bind. You'll get good results, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like I'm not
Guaranteed,
guaranteed.
yes.
Okay, Bhagwan will give you good results because of the best efforts that you have put. But those are again limited, because no matter what our action is, our actions are limited actions. Finite actions will give finite results. And then in each joy, sorrow is built in. In each sorrow, joy is built in. So that sorrow and joy will go through that. That samsara will continue. Now, if the initial intent, okay, same action that is being performed, but if the initial intent is Bhagwan has placed me here to work, to do this, because by performing this, I had to make sure certain customers of this company happy. Okay, so that this best product is in best people's hands, so most people use, and everybody gets more benefits. And for that, to do so, God has kept me here. I am doing God's work. If this is a starting point, If this is a starting point, and then you immerse yourself and we forget Bhagwan, then actually what happens is, if that is the intent, that is the starting point intent, then what happens is that when you come to a state where you forgot yourself, you forgot Bhagwan, and only work is going on, so then you are actually performing at a level where there is no binding of results anymore. Because why? Because there is no jiva there. There's no jivatva. I am doing, that thought is not there because I is not there anymore. Only like action is being performed without that jivatva bhavana. So that is going to purify mind significantly. So chitta shuddhi is going to be lot more. So now in both the performance action is same. Okay. Performing work and went so deep into work that one has forgot their own identity. Okay. However, the results are completely opposite, polar opposite, simply because of the starting intent. Okay.
It's duty and dharma. If we have those two principles constantly reminding with love, affection, dedication, and I think that becomes a process, but I think we have to keep reminding ourselves constantly, who am I, what am I doing, what's my nature, and don't get rattled. As soon as we get drifted, bring yourself back to that first point. And I think that's the learning process that we have. Why am I getting angry? What's this? Let go. I mean, like we talked about, why am I attached to this dumb thing? Do I need it? I don't need it. Why am I doing this again? And I think as we challenge ourselves slowly, we can change slowly ourselves. It's not that easy, but we have to keep working on it. It's a constant struggle, a journey, but we all have to do it individually. But at least touching these basic points can be very helpful. We really learn from each other some of these valuable tools.
Yeah, I think like every time like you go through these exercises, it kind of like refreshes your mind, and plus, of course, I think you also see what your actions have been before, sort of like gives you a little perspective as to, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done it, so that next time you are in that kind of a situation, you have a better you're better equipoised, let's say, and go through those similar actions, maybe not the same, but at least a little bit wiser. I mean,
we take some corrective measures slowly.
yeah, corrective measures, or like, even over so many years that we have been doing, there is definitely like little bit of a change in our way of doing things. I think, at least for me, I feel like that. So I think all of us benefit by remembering this all the time. And I think the more that we remember this, and the more we do these exercises, it's a great tool that we have. And I think in our day-to-day life is so practical and so helpful. So,
that's why they always emphasize satsangs. You have to keep.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the only way you can learn.
Yes, so
Yes,
true.
you have to remind yourself. Yeah, either we have to be diligent about self swadhyaya. If we don't, then at least do adhyaya with somebody else.
Yeah, that is, and it is like, I cannot say the importance of this. Like, it is so important.
Very good, Venkatji. What's your next? You should conclude now.
Yes, we'll conclude now. Meet in 2 weeks. Okay.
No,
Go till no, we don't go till nine.
No,
Oh, really?
1 hour.
1 hour. She wants to do one.
No, I didn't know.
know.
I didn't know that. I was like,
Okay. We'll close.
no.
Oh. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you. Very nice.